Perhaps you heard about Ayurveda at a another health and wellness program you were studying in, perhaps in a yoga teacher certification, or you've come across it just through curiosity in natural ways of healing, and that sparked something. That something caught your interest. Maybe it was Ayurveda's natural way of approaching the body. And with that natural approach, something that just sort of feels right, and looks beautiful, and even seems like it might be fulfilling. So often we don't expect that from health paradigms. We expect discipline and sacrifice. We don't expect it to just sort of fit nicely always when we are seeking our own health. Sometimes health can even be presented as a war of, mind over matter, or, you know, a war with your body, or a war with disease. But then there's Ayurveda, which seems to um, just offer a seamless, integrative, and fulfilling way of approaching health. And maybe that's what attracted your attention, or maybe it was just the delicious food, or just the possibilities of something that some system of medicine that is unknown, or from a place far away. And of course, there are many on tonight's call who grew up with Ayurveda, and they're taking it for just the opposite reason, that it's familiar to them, and that it's a part of their childhood, and that they remember it working in their childhood. Very often, there's in South Asian families, Ayurveda is just a part of everyday life. And even if there's not the background knowledge of why it works, there is the use of it. Well, in Joyful Belly courses, we're going to use it, and we're also going to know in great detail just why it works and how it works, and develop that intuition of the body over our journey together, so that you have insight into health and insight into nature. And that will be a fantastic opportunity, a fantastic journey, and an exciting one. And it's something that will bear fruit for your entire life, not only in just the dividends of health itself, and saved costs in healthcare, and things like that, but just a certain quality of life. And also it offers some guidance and wisdom as to how to live life. And so you see, and I saw this among many fellow students when they studied Ayurveda, is that they saw themselves as wanderers on the earth, right? When they came to Ayurveda. But by the time they graduated, they came to see themselves more as fulfilled and settled down, you might say, and that they were had a certain satisfaction, stability, and groundedness that I think helped them bear fruit in their lives. And I've seen that in my colleagues over the many years that I've studied Ayurveda. It's just a sort of steady progress in their whole self. And I think Ayurveda offers a lot of those possibilities. One of the word Ayurveda itself just means science of life. It's actually the same word as biology, right? Let's remember, biology just also means the science of life. And Ayurveda means biology in Sanskrit. And it is an art of living, or a science of living, which is probably what biology originally meant in Greek. Not just the study of anatomy and physiology, which is what it came to mean today, but just the study of life itself. How does life work? And that is the object of our inquiry. That is the insight that we are looking to understand and contemplate as we study together. So my name is John Immel, and I'm the director of the Joyful Belly College of Ayurveda. We're a North Carolina State community college in Western North Carolina in the mountains. And a beautiful place to live here in an area of great biodiversity, and it's where I started learning herbalism. I'm from New York, but moved here in my early 30s, and one of the things that was very attractive about this area was the possibility of studying herbs and health and wellness. And those who know Asheville know it's a bit of a mecca of health and healing. So yeah. So just a few notes from some of our students before we get to today's program, which in today's discussion, we'll discuss a little bit about why study Ayurveda, because that can help orient us to thinking, oh yeah, this is a fit for me, and about our certification courses, and then details about the courses, format, study, length of study, all the nitty-gritty details. So we'll move quickly through tonight's talk. And hopefully you'll learn something from the talk itself. Hopefully you've learned something already in just our informal chat. But here from Angela Rosoff, I feel like I am bursting with bodily awakening. My skin is more vibrant than ever. This is so powerful. At this time of year, I want to share my gratitude for being a part of this transformative education. Ayurveda truly offers a new beginning. And I think Angela here just captures the essence of what we're seeking. Another student from Ohio. I'm thankful and grateful for you and the creation of Joyful Belly and the Mastering Ayurvedic Digestion and Nutrition program. You have a stellar group of teachers, yourself included, and I feel truly blessed to have been led down this path as part of my journey. Yeah, so one thing is the study of Ayurveda itself, and the other is your learning from teachers who can bring you that real world experience. And I think that the teaching, the student body, and the subject matter itself all to come together in a beautiful way. Dr. Helen John Kelly. As far as the course, it has been an eye-opening experience for me as a pediatric gastroenterologist. There's so much that I've been doing as an allopathic physician for the past 22 years and wish that I had stepped into Ayurveda sooner. It's not too late, however. As I grasp the Ayurveda concept, understanding why, how, and what should be done has become easier, and I'm enjoying that very much. Thank you. All right, good. Well, let me just tell you what courses we have at the college, and then we'll go into a few more details, okay? So the first course, which I want to present, is the Fundamentals of Ayurvedic Medicine. And this is a 2-year comprehensive program that teaches you natural medicine and Ayurveda's theory and approach to health from the ground up. We call it the fundamentals, not because it's basic, but it includes all the fundamentals. It's thorough. We use that word in the sense of a thorough, deep education in all of Ayurveda's principles. And so this course is a 2-year course. It takes that long to learn Ayurveda. There are some folks who try to offer it in a year, and some in 6 months, and some in a weekend. We would never do you the injustice of running the program in less than 2 years. You can imagine, Western medicine is a 4-year degree, and it's much newer, right? So Ayurveda has been around for longer, and it takes a while to settle into it, you might say. We could blast you with all the knowledge over a short period of time, but that wouldn't mean that it's usable. So 2 years is really the minimum for any introduction to Ayurveda, where you're really going to get a facility with it and a confidence with it so that you can grow for the rest of your life into it, right? That's what this program offers, is your stepping stone to a life of Ayurveda. The first year is Ayurveda's theory and approach to health, from imbalances to advanced diseases. And the second year is application of everything you learned in year one to whole body systems, and also to whole clients, right? So first, we learn all of Ayurveda's principles, And then when we take a look at the tongue, we are going to apply all those principles to tongue diagnosis, pulse diagnosis, face diagnosis, skin, even stool diagnosis, urine analysis, and just every bit of information we could possibly get about the body. And we're going to use that information and interpret it using all those principles from year one. So that's how it works. In every week of the program, you'll be looking at clinical case studies and scenarios and answering questions and applying the knowledge clinically. But if we were to, look at overarching themes, first year is more about Ayurveda's principles, and second year is more focused on meeting with clients and applying those principles in novel situations, such as pregnancy, ear, nose, throat, exercise routine, and yeah, geriatric care and pediatrics and all of that. Medicine making and herbs and yeah, so clinical mentoring, medicine making, meeting with clients, learning how to assess and talk to clients, all that kind of stuff is the sort of focus of year two. And our goal is to see the whole person, mentally, emotionally, physically. Right? Ayurveda is going to paint some broad brushstrokes with dosha, and then it's going to use additional principles to fine tune our assessment of dosha so we get at something that is very versatile, flexible, and adaptable to the individual. This program will give you the in-depth training to become an Ayurveda health counselor. We're going to present everything in a way that makes common sense. Right? So we're not going to present it, Ayurveda, as something mystical, but as something natural, something so right. It's right as rain. You'll talk about Ayurveda the same way you'll talk about putting on a sweater when it's cold, in such a natural way that other people will sort of get it instantly. And we'll take these profound principles and really translate it into a very into a very easy way for you to explain it and teach your clients. And I think that is a special skill of the Joyful Belly College of Ayurveda. It's a part of our mission and why we created Joyful Belly. And you could see that on the website, that we've made Ayurveda into something very accessible by everyone, that it's that it's somehow easy to participate, given whatever your cultural background, right? If you don't have to give up your food that you grew up with to participate in Ayurveda. You don't have to eat a particular style of cuisine. Ayurveda is a way of approaching any kind of cuisine, and that is exciting. So yeah, we'll review different times of life, from fertility to postpartum, labor and everything, to helping and introducing and using Ayurveda with children throughout life, and in geriatric care and the elderly. We're looking at the nature of the person, the nature of the disease, and the nature of the medicine, and bringing all of those together in a truly integrated way. Right? That we want to. One of the things that I would love to teach you, and we will teach you, is that you can close your eyes and see how the doshas are moving through the body, to see Ayurveda's principles step by step as they go from the digestion to the blood, from the blood through the circulatory system and to various organs, and just see the interplay of the doshas and the different gunas and other principles of Ayurveda. We're just going to see how they all interact with each other in a way that you can close your eyes and see what's happening inside the client. That's the kind of vision we want to have, and that's what it means. That in a way, that's what it means to be intuitive about health, right? Is that we can take the knowledge that we've gained and the visible signs of the client and sort of see and read between the lines to get at the whole person. And that's the skill that we want to teach. It's a very living skill. It's a technical skill and analytical skill in one sense, and in another sense, it's very much an alive skill. And we will, yeah, we're going to grow in. We're going to grow in that. All right, so that's the first course, the fundamentals of Ayurvedic medicine. That's the 2-year course. The next course I want to mention is the Ayurvedic herbalist course. This is so what happens. First of all, I just want to say all of our courses are herbalist courses, right? I just don't want to make it seem like the Ayurvedic herbalist course is the only course with herbs. Every week in all of our courses, you will be learning herbs, right? Uh, but but in the fundamentals program, you're focusing on grasping all the Ayurveda concepts, and so we really and when you get to the end of that course, and I can tell you because I've been working with students for 20 years, is that at the end of that you really want to go deep. You're going to want to go deeper into the medicines. That's what happens to with every graduate, and so we want to take that next step to go deeper into disease and deeper into medicines. So whereas the fundamentals course is about disease, yes, and is about herbs, and it's about health. Here we're going to dive much deeper into disease and herbs, and the study of herbs is the study of disease, and the study of disease ends up being the study of herbs, and so they go hand in hand. And in this course, we're gonna really drill in, and we're gonna look at Ayurvedic herbal strategies and Chinese medical herbal strategies applied to Ayurvedic herbs and Western herbs. Does that sound complicated? I think it is it's actually not. The Western herbs are pretty much the global herbs, right? And Chinese medicine also has a wonderful apothecary, lots of great herbs in the Chinese medicine apothecary, but not all of them are as accessible. Same, even the same with some of the Ayurvedic herbs, not as accessible. So what we want to do is, excuse me, in this course is go deep into the Ayurvedic and major Western herbs, and we'll do some Chinese herbs, but mainly we're going to be also focusing on the strategies for the clinical use of herbs, just becoming an expert and a master herbalist. That's what this course is about. This is a 1-year course. So you take your 2-year course that initiates you into being a healer and to understanding your clients. And then this course is going to take you deep into the medicine making, formulations, clinical strategies with herbs that are much more specific, right? What's the difference between herbs and diet and lifestyle is a level of specificity. And that's why we're going to be also studying disease at a deeper level in this course. Making medicine like oils, ghees, tinctures, salves, and poultices. Of course, we'll be making medicine in the fundamentals course as well. Both of these 2 courses, each of them are a tremendous leap forward in your clinical skills. In your first 2 years, it will be like night and day in your understanding of medicine. Even if you are already a health and wellness professional, it will be a night and day difference in your understanding. And then also with the herb course, again, another fundamental leap forward in your skills. All right. And whereas the fundamentals course is the Ayurveda Health Counselor course, this is the Ayurveda Practitioner level track, which is just the next level up. And that includes the Herbalist course and the Art of Detox Mastering Ayurveda's Advanced Panchakarma Therapies. So Ayurveda Panchakarma is a detailed process of cleansing that is very unique to Ayurveda and will be an important part of your professional practice. This Mastering Panchakarma course and Mastering Cleanse Techniques in general, we'll go over all the major cleanse techniques, from Master Cleanse to to saltwater flushes and all that. We'll go over all the sort of modern pop culture cleanses in addition to Ayurveda's ancient cleansing techniques, and you'll become a master of all of them, and that will sort of complete your Ayurveda training. So you see that your 2-year fundamentals course is when you start your practice, and then these next 2 courses are continuing education while you're in your professional practice. First, to go deeper in herbs, and second, to go deeper into Ayurveda's advanced cleansing methods. Okay. We also offer a specialization course in digestion and nutrition. This is depth, right? In the other courses, we're learning about the whole body and all herbs and a variety of diseases. But as you see with many Western doctors, you graduate from medical school, a general practitioner, and then you go into a specialty like gastroenterology. This is Ayurveda gastroenterology. This is elevating your skills in digestive health and wellness and food to a level of mastery. Now, some students start out with this course because they want to get their specialization first, and then they want to go broad. And that's like, starting with the drop and then going to the ocean, as opposed to starting with the ocean and going to the drop, right? There's a case to be made for this. I think from an intellectual or academic perspective, it makes sense to start with the 2-year. But if your focus is on digestive tract pathology, and this is where your sparks are, then I would say start here and then learn the rest of Ayurveda, right? And and we leave that up to our students where they want to start. So the Ayurveda herbalist course and the Panchakarma course, those are courses that you're going to want to have some existing training before you're jumping into those. Either that you know Ayurveda or you already know herbs. If you already know Chinese medicine, you can jump into the herb course. Or if you're already a Western herbalist, you can jump into the herb course. But otherwise, you probably want to take that herb course after taking one of these other courses, so that you don't get in over your head. Of course, we always admire gusto of the enthusiastic student. This specialization course in digestion and nutrition gives you the tools and Ayurveda's perspectives for high quality digestive coaching. We go through all major disease patterns of the GI, and we look at those major disease patterns through the lens of 30 major medical GI disorders. And we also place a heavy emphasis in this program on the organoleptic discovery of pharmacology of food. Wow, a lot of big words there, but what we mean by that is your ability to experience food, and from that experience deduce the medicinal use. So this is, how was herbalism originally developed? Just think about that for a second. Is that these herbalists understood the language of nature, and then when they ate something new and they had a visceral experience of an herb or any new food, they would know just from that experience how to apply it to unique health circumstances. In other words, they didn't need to conduct a study of like 50,000 people, double-blind study. Is that they know that pungent taste is a cardiac stimulant because they've tasted 100 pungents before, and they know that all pungents are a cardiac stimulant, or that aromatic herbs have a muscle relaxant effect and a vasodilating and bronchodilating effect. That they have a nervine effect. And so, yeah, we're going to use them to calm the nervous system, to calm muscles, and to open up circulation, right? And so I could go on and on and on of the organoleptic or the experiential way of learning the medicinal use of herbs, and that's just how herbalism was developed. It's not rocket science. It's profound. It's deep. is wonderful, but it's not hard and it's not even highly technical. Yes, we will develop your analytical skills in this course. If you're coming from a body worker background, you will develop another level of analytical skills through taking this course. And I say that with confidence. I started my adult life as a student in the math department of Harvard University. And I excelled there. I was one of the top students in the math department. And so I have those analytical skills. But, whereas most of my math, student colleagues were, maybe more reclusive or something like that, I also have a vocation to teach. And so I will bring those, sharp analytical skills to and insight to your understanding and really dovetail that with a humanistic approach to the body and great teaching skills so that comes together and you understand both the intuitive and artful side of Ayurveda and also the analytical and practical side of Ayurveda, and you bring those together. All right. I want to say food and digestion is Ayurveda's specialty. And so it's very appropriate to offer a specialization course in digestion and nutrition. Take something like IBS, for example. I just think Ayurveda has better outcomes for IBS than just any other medical paradigm. All right. Our courses are challenging, but enjoyable. Just all of our courses. You're going to be challenged, and it's going to be great. You're going to be proud of your accomplishment when you graduate from the Joyful Belly College. But you're also going to enjoy it. You're going to grow. And you'll enjoy one another as well. There's a high degree of contact between our students, and students are working together throughout the course. I talked a little bit about the Panchakarma course already. So the herb course, the digestion course, and the Panchakarma course, and for that matter, the virtue psychology course, they are all one-year programs. The digestion and nutrition course runs about 8 to 10 hours a week. The herb course more like 12 hours a week, and the Panchakarma course more like 5 hours a week. By the time you're in your 4th year, you're having a your practice is going. Now I see Joy is asking a question in the chat here. If I'm not looking to work in a clinical setting, but more personal, yeah, many of our students take our courses for personal health. And of course, you need to know the same information to heal yourself personally as you do to just heal any client, right? And so, it's the same education and the same, level of knowledge that's needed to heal yourself as it would be to heal any client. And some people do ask, oh yeah, can I take this in 1 year? And I always say yes. Yes, you can if you want. But the same thing always happens is every single student says, oh no, this really is better as a 2-year course. And so I'm confident in saying, yes, sure, we'll find a way to let you take it in 1 year. But I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna want it to end. Like now you're thinking, oh, it's 2 years of work, right? It's not that. It's 2 years of enlightenment, right? It's like 2 years of like finally discovering your body, right? And so nobody wants it to end, right? Why would you want it to end? You don't. Like you're gonna wish it was 4 years. Not 2. So, but yeah, Joy, let's talk. We can talk. I want to know more about your, what you're looking to accomplish, and we can either after the talk or even just privately, I can go through and just see what you're looking for, and that will help me, tailor something to you. But I'm just gonna say that, like, you're gonna enjoy this is your opportunity, right? Like, your opportunity to do something wonderful and great. It's take it for all you can, right? All right. The virtue psychology course is the mental health analog, the natural mental health analog to Ayurveda. The concept of virtues, vices, and the passions are just the mental health equivalent of Ayurveda's gunas and doshas, right? So that's why, you might look at that and you're like, virtue psychology, what is that doing in an Ayurveda college? Well, because it's the same thing. It's just it's the characteristics and the way of studying the nature of the mind as opposed to the nature of the body. And you could see this in textbooks, like, oh, what are the qualities of the body? Hot, cold, oily, dry. There's Ayurveda outlines 20 of them: heavy, light, sharp, dull, hot, cold, oily, dry, slimy, rough, dense, liquid, soft, hard, mobile, stable, subtle, gross, and clear and cloudy or sticky, right? Those are the 20 main characteristics. What about the main virtues and vices? Well, those are the qualities or characteristics. You might even say that the passions. You might call the passions as akin to the doshas, and the virtues and vices as the gunas. We can discuss that sometimes, but basically the essential thing is that you're looking at things qualitatively and trying to understand the nature of the mind. And people spent 2,000 years, I mean, really from around 300 BC through the mid 1850s. The virtues, vices, and passions were the dominant psychological model, and it was replaced by its opposite, Freudian psychology, right? So the virtues, vices, and passions are all about tempering the excesses of the mind. And right, and then what do you see is Freudian psychology is sort of flipping that on its head and saying, "Oh no, we have to express the instincts of the mind always, right? That we have to, like, instead of tempering excess, we need to dig into the excess." And you can see how Freudian psychology is just the literal opposite of what mental health was, but prior, to that model. And so, it was a big switch up in the psychology world and around the turn of the century, from the 1800s to the 1900s, and we've been living with that for about 125 years or so. And that's it's been a great inquiry, a great thing to explore. But it's really time to just go back to what really natural mental health is, and then take some of the fruits of Freudian psychology and integrate it, right? Not to forget 2,000 years of the greatest minds of history trying to answer the question of human fulfillment, and and then just dismissing it, right? It's really a very fruitful and very satisfying understanding of happiness, self-control, character development, inner peace, and emotional stability. And so in that course, we'll go through the five great distractions uh, to uh, to really oneness or unity with God, and seven areas of hypervigilance that would harm emotional stability. And we'll see immediately how this, as we go through virtues, vices, passions, the great distractions, and areas of hypervigilance, we'll see how that sort of really does answer the question of, like, why don't I have inner peace, and really many steps to take in order to get there. We'll, in this course, give you a complete mental health and wellness model for, that's really just a sort of start to finish in this sort of, um, thousands of years in development system that is just very well thought out, and precise and beautiful and artful. It's a great thing. This course will have a special focus on healing unresolved traumas, and also marriage and relationship healing, and also the tools for happiness, inner peace, and character development. Right, those will be the major areas, and you'll see how trauma and and the passion, certainly, and also the virtues and vices have just such a close relationship with each other. And we have, 1,000-year-old, 2,000-year-old system to deal with it, that is, very highly well developed. Okay. And the virtue psychology course is a 1-year course with 1 coaching call per week. All right. So of course, our courses, you gain professional development. It's also personal development, personal growth. It's growth for you and your family, your parents, or your children, or your spouse, or your friends, right? Your community. It's hard to learn this stuff and not talk about it because it's just exciting to share it. And, all things considered, a huge win for very little investment. Now, I know, of course, as you're, thinking up front of, you can look at, like we were talking about with the time earlier of 2 years. Oh, you're like, oh, no, this is 2 years of my time, right? And a few $1,000s, and a few $1,000s is valuable, and your time is valuable too. But like, what are those things valuable for, right? What is your your wealth and time good for? It's good for this, right? Like, it's good to like, this is what you want. This kind of thing is what you want to use your resources for, right? To grow in happiness and to grow in your quality of life and wisdom. I think I've said it already, that we're just going to be dovetailing between common sense, a rational approach, and an intuitive, artful approach. And we're just going to be always dovetailing between those so that we have confidence in our intuition, and we can point to the reason for our intuition. Our courses are immersion experiences, but they are made for busy people. Our students tend to be highly motivated students. I would say, like, they tend to be leaders, and I would just say, like, they're achievers. So our students are busy. So if you are busy, just know you are not alone. Like, all of our students are busy, and our program is flexible for busy people. We make it for you. We want the busy leaders, right? It's not like we're looking for the people who, we're just looking for people who have free time. Yes, if you have free time and can just dive in with everything you got, that's amazing. But we know that many of you are leaders in your life, juggling, jobs and spouses and kids and aging parents and all of that. And so we will make it doable for you. We'll make it accessible to you. And we've just have that flexibility built in. We are a high support school, a high level of support that, we will customize your experience so that it works for you, right? All of our courses, you're going to exceed standard competency, recommendations for the Ayurveda profession. Just, if you know any of our students, just ask them. Like, we're not looking to meet minimum competency. We're looking for greatness and excellence. And what are we here for, right? We're here for all of it, right? That's what we're here for. So we're here for confidence, we're here for excellence, and we're here for a practical a practical training. What is the measure of authenticity in Ayurveda? Is your client health outcomes, right? We're never going to forget that. We could say we're Joyful Valley College of Ayurveda, right? But there's one thing that's more important than Ayurveda, which is your client's well-being, right? Are you effective? We are a people school. We want to, we're about improving the quality of life of people, and Ayurveda is our tool. Yes, we love Ayurveda because it's excellent at it, but it's not our reason for existing. Our reason for existing is the health outcomes of our clients. We teach you how to work with clients, how to apply practical knowledge of the body, diet, lifestyle, and herbs. So you offer this skill to the world, your community, your children, with a strong focus on a successful clinical practice. Now, the people who are taking it for personal reasons are like, oh, but I'm not going to start a clinical practice. And really you are. You're your own client, right? We're just going to give you all the techniques. And you will, when you're talking with your friends, when you're talking with, the people you love in your life, you're going to have those skills there and be able to use them. All right, I want to point to a bit of the educational highlights of the college. Just the level of service and support in our courses, which does make a difference, right? There's a lot of Ayurveda schools out there that like their school is just the textbook, right? And we tell our students like, oh yeah, the textbook, like you're here now, you have 6 months before the course starts. For here, we're going to suggest you read the textbook before our course starts, right? Because we are, we don't need to regurgitate the textbook in our courses. We're going beyond that. We're going above that, right? So the textbook is the minimum. But for many schools, the textbook is the whole program. I know. I actually have the curriculum of other schools, and I see it's like, going to the photocopier and copying the textbook. That's not joyful education. So we offer our program is experiential. First of all, we're going to be engaging in weekly body awareness, food, and herb experiments in all of our courses. We're always doing Ayurveda. We're not just talking about it. Our courses are comprehensive. Right? We're looking for greatness. We know that, we're not the cheapest school, but, Harvard University is not the cheapest school either. But you can really have a successful career and a lifetime of personal growth and earning potential. It just makes it worth it. Our teachers receive ongoing teacher training. We don't hire teachers just for their knowledge of Ayurveda. We hire it for their ongoing, we hire them for their ability to communicate and teach. Many studies show this, that even if you have a person with great teaching skills and mediocre knowledge of Ayurveda, those students have better learning outcomes than a bad teacher who knows a lot about Ayurveda. So we hire teachers for their expertise in Ayurveda and their ability to communicate. And we teach our teachers how to teach. We have ongoing pedagogy training which is teacher training for all of our teachers, customized for medical education. And we train our teachers in active learning methods and multiple intelligences and learning styles. And we've organized all the exercises in the course using these pedagogy tools so that you are engaging with what you learn every day. And that makes it exciting and fun and successful. Any professor can blow their students out of the water with complex vocabulary or Sanskrit vocabulary, right? We can all do that. Like I studied the Bengali language for 10 years before I even heard the word Ayurveda, and was and lived in Bangladesh for a year and was doing public health project in Bangladesh, talking to villagers. I have an in-depth knowledge of a Sanskrit-based South Asian language, Bengali. And so when I read the ancient texts, I read them in the I can read them in the Sanskrit, and I know the etymology of the words and all that kind of stuff, right? So I can go there. I can go there, but I'm not looking to blow my students out of the water. I'm looking to give my students insight and understanding, connected, yes, to the classical texts, but we're not, we're not looking to be mesmerized by jargon or vocabulary. What we're looking for is a natural, common sense approach to the body and to Ayurveda education, so people in your community can relate to your skills. That's what we're gonna give you. We're gonna give you awesome clinical tools to enhance learning, like Intelligent Herb. You should check it out. This is a Joyful Belly project. I mean, you should see all the stuff that we do at our school. Thousands and thousands of articles that we write, research projects. We report. I've reported aggregate statistics on 1,500 diseases across 75,000 clients. Our Joyful Belly is pushing the Ayurvedic profession forward. We are not just teaching it. We are and we're not just doing Ayurveda. We are developing Ayurveda. We are making Ayurveda great, and it's already great. But we are making it even better, and providing amazing additional information that's just never before existed. I mean, take a look at this avocado. Take a look at our avocado page, and you'll see what our students produce, because this is what our students produce, right? Look at this. This is a study that we did as a class on the impact of avocado, and we've done this for over, at this point, almost 200 foods. But you can see here our avocado research and clinical trials, effects on temperature and circulation, sweat, appetite, hunger, the tongue, on toxin levels in the body, hydration, the effect of avocado on the nervous system. I can tell you fats generally calm the nervous system, so that would be my guess here. Digestion, the effect of avocado on digestion, tongue, stool, urine, sweat, and systemic energy levels, etc. This is a treasure trove of information. And Joyful Belly not only has thousands of articles that it offers for free to the public, but it offers this research data for free on these 200 different herbs and ingredients and 1,500 symptoms. We have the same thing for diabetes. You can go check it out. It's really amazing. We have something like 200,000 cross references between materials and describing their nature, and advanced diet filtering tools, and all kinds of awesome clinical tools to that you can use when you have tough client cases, right? That make a real difference when you need them. We give all of our students a student clinic that they set up. When you start your clinic after going to Joyful Belly, it's not the first clinic that you're building. You've already built one. You will build your clinic in our course. We give you an online clinic and take you through all the steps, all the questions, marketing, promotion, branding, all that kind of stuff that you need to create a successful clinic. And you can just use your clinic that you created through us. You don't even have to start a different clinic. Just continue using it. We give you homework assistance calls, student chat groups. We grade your work so that we can identify competency gaps. You do buddy assignments, group projects, so that everybody's together. This is not a self-paced program. We ran a self-paced program because it was good for sales, right? We could probably double our student body with a self-paced program, but it's half the education. All the so many students, when they were self-paced for many students just meant no pace. And everybody's at a different point, different level of skill. What kind of conversation can our students have with each other when they're at different points in the program? So self-pace is a nightmare. for learning Ayurveda. We would never do it again. We would never inflict it on you. We do our courses together as a student body. And what is self-paced is we give you the pre-recorded presentations. We give them to you, and you can listen to them on your own time, right? But but everybody hands in their homework for the assignments by a certain day, and then we meet as a class and discuss it. And that is very fruitful. That is the way to learn from each other. Students are learning from each other, not just from us. And the class is together. We're in it together. We're going through it together, and that's the right way. Our teachers will know you. We're not like you can see the other schools. It's like Celebrity Club Ayurveda teacher, where this teacher will come in for a week and teach you some stuff, and then they're gone, right? And there's not really an investment. I mean, we could do any of the schools could do that, right? We could all just hire a big name, right? But that's not really the level of commitment that we're looking to give to our students. A lot of the celebrity teachers, you can just buy their book, right? What we're looking for is a teacher who knows you and knows your skills and is working with you. You get alumni community access forever. And our students to host calls with business mentoring and clinical mentoring. Our graduates, that is, our alumni are very active. We are a state licensed college, by the way, and that basically is really the only credential that matters in the Ayurveda profession. All the other credentials are very flimsy. We could talk about, oh, this, member of this group or member of that group or whatever. None of those groups really audit the schools the way the state does. The state is on it. It's very demanding, very difficult, and even costly to maintain that license. And that just shows you our commitment to being a school. A lot of schools, they will try to exempt themselves from the state licensing by telling the state they're a church. They're not a church, they're a school. And we've got to run the school in a great way to make the students happy, and also that everything is well organized and done using best practices for a school. And that's what the state monitors. And so that's really the only credential that matters. All the other credentials, you can talk to anyone in the Ayurveda profession, after they've been practicing for 3 or 4 years. All of them will say the same thing, and that is that these, that really, the accrediting bodies are, they don't offer as much as as we would like. We'll just put it that way. So good. Our classes are all online. There's no hidden costs or travel. The only additional costs that we have to tuition are your books and the food that you do and herbs for the body awareness experiments. And when you see a Ayurveda practitioner. So our students in our entry-level courses do a consultation with a senior practitioner, and that's how, they get to see a full private consultation. So there's those costs that are detailed in our catalog, but no travel, and you can do this from home. You don't have to move somewhere to take our courses. All right, good. I'm going to skip this section in the interest of time here, but it's important. Just why study Ayurveda. But I think we've covered the basics on this. I mean, people come to Ayurveda because they believe the natural way is the best way. What does natural mean? It means according to design, that we are contemplating the design of the body and the purpose of the body, and trying to be in alignment with that. And Ayurveda's tools help study that. And I think every practitioner comes from a place of meaning and generosity. We are here to offer and give ourselves to the world, and that's a great thing to do. The greatest minds of all time applied their talent to medicine, to physical health, and also to spiritual health. Right? Just think about the and just the real masters of the ages. That's what they pursued: physical health and spiritual health. It's a very noble pursuit. I do not know anyone who has ever regretted studying Ayurveda. 5, 10, 15 years later, they still love it. I know lots of people who regret not studying Ayurveda. They put it off 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now. And they regret not studying it. But every person I know who studied Ayurveda still loves it. I still love it. We offer monthly payment plans, so for less than your groceries each month, you can get a great education. People wait year after year, delaying Ayurveda, hoping things will change. Really, Ayurveda is the change. Just gonna say that. All right, I want to make sure I get through the whole presentation today. So just going to give you this link on your career plan. Sometimes, you may love Ayurveda, but maybe your spouse doesn't know much about it, and they want to make sure you're making a practical decision. They want to maybe a parent or even an employer or a friend or your kids want to know you're making a great choice, right? So I'm going to put a link here for a 5-step career plan, just so that you know how to approach thinking about your Ayurveda career. Because a lot of times the other people in your life just want to know that you're making just want to know more about your decision and how you're approaching it. And I just want to say this in general is that I'll give you this tip, is that when you think about starting an Ayurveda practice, you're not really starting an Ayurveda practice. You're starting a client practice, and you're gonna and in general, what works is to identify the problem you want to solve. Like, are you going to solve digestive problems? Are you going to solve anxiety problems, or stress, or skincare problems, or fertility problems? Think of the problem that people want to fix, and then you're going to build your clinic around that. You're not going to say, "Oh, I'm going to start an Ayurveda clinic." You're going to start a fertility clinic that uses Ayurveda. That 30 seconds right there is more valuable than any other thing I will say today. If you are planning on becoming an Ayurveda healer, that is, you're in a way, your golden tip for starting your clinic the right way is think about a community you want to serve, and then think about a problem that you want to improve in that community. And that is your way of developing. And you'll see that in the 5-step Ayurveda career plan. It'll go through that. But once you know that, you will, you'll see that others in your life will be on board with your decision to study Ayurveda, because you're like, oh, I'm going to start I'm going to help people with their digestion. I'm going to use Ayurveda to do it. And everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, people need that, right? Everybody knows what digestion is. Everybody knows they need better digestion. You do not have to pass any board exam or additional certification after graduating from the Joyful Belly College. We are a licensed college in North Carolina, licensed to teach Ayurveda. You do not need any additional qualifications to begin your practice after finishing our program. All right, we are accredited by a number of various bodies. As I said, the state is the real one that makes a difference. All the other programs, you send them your curriculum and you pay them enough money and they tell you, yes, you're accredited. It's really, those other accreditations are really nothing. But the state college licensing, that is a big deal. And it takes a lot of time every year to maintain that. and they do a great job. All right, with our accreditations, you can register as an Ayurveda health counselor, a clinical Ayurveda herbalist, an Ayurveda digestive health coach, a biocharacteristics clinician with AABC, as a health coach with AADP, as an Ayurveda food consultant with APNA, health counselor with APNA, etc. These are all optional, as I said, they're not required. I talked about teaching in Ayurveda already. You will feel like you're drinking Ayurveda from a fire hose at times, but and that's just everyone's experience when they start learning Ayurveda. But then it clicks. A beautiful thing happens about 9, 10 months in, 12 months in, is that it clicks. And then you're like, oh yeah, I can learn this. And right before it clicks is that like feeling it's never going to click, right? You know how that is? It's like you think you're at your lowest point and it's just, you're never going to get it. And that is right before you get it, right? That's really how that goes. And I think that that's just a funny psychological thing. But we always, we're always telling our students, keep your chin up. 10 months in, it's gonna really all click together. Okay. Who takes our courses? Nurse practitioners, yoga teachers, individuals who want to become healers, estheticians, spa owners, dermatologists, medical doctors, functional medicine practitioners, mental health and social workers, Ayurveda practitioners who want to continue their education, and anyone who's enthusiastic about Ayurveda. I don't have massage therapists on here. Massage therapists. After graduating, people start a private clinical practice. They integrate Ayurveda into existing health and wellness services that they offer, whether that's yoga classes or hosting retreats, or you manage a retreat center, or you're teaching Ayurveda at hospitals or spas or universities. We've had students graduate and become celebrity chef, hosting like large parties for a celebrity on their yacht. Our students have written books and created movies about Ayurveda. Our students work in integrative clinics offering diet and lifestyle consulting. They offer Ayurveda in mental health clinics, all kinds of situations where they're taking care of other people. All right, good. I'm going to wrap this up soon. The fundamentals of Ayurvedic medicine, as I mentioned, a 2-year course. You get 3 presentations every week on Friday. And you get active learning exercises that go along with those presentations. And then when you submit those presentations, each week we do 3 live reviews where we go over the students' responses, troubleshoot any competency gaps, and have a live Q&A session. So we don't, the teacher's not sitting there regurgitating the lecture in the live classes. In the live classes, those are your time for interaction with the teacher, Q&A. So we maximize student-teacher interaction. And then because of the recorded presentations, we had a team of 5 Ayurveda practitioners, 5 to 6, depending on the presentation, of people putting together these presentations. And so it's a high-quality presentation that we put a lot of energy into, and then lots of student-teacher interaction. And again, I think that's the best way. That's why we did it that way. And you'll get body awareness experiments in the program every week for some programs, and maybe every other week for other programs. Depends on which course you're taking. You'll do almost 95 clinical encounters in the course. You'll get forms and legal parameters, how to run a highly polished clinic. This is the fundamentals course. In our other courses, we don't teach you the nitty-gritty of running a high polished clinic. Yes, we give you your clinic, we set it up, we discuss some details around promotion and all that kind of stuff. But in the 2-year course is really where you get the full teaching how to run a clinic. All the special topics like Marma points and etc. The digestion and nutrition course is the same thing, same basic format. but you'll get 2 presentations instead of 3 each week in that course. And you'll also develop a therapeutic protocol, which always has students shaking in their knees. They're like, I haven't written a paper in 20 years. Well, good. That's why we're doing it, right? We're going to write it's like a 25-page paper. We're going to walk you through every step of it. And you'll see, you'll accomplish it. But students always get nervous about it every year. And when we ask them after they graduate, what was the most amazing thing about the course? And they say the therapeutic protocol that they developed. So, don't be afraid to climb the mountain, because we are going to be there with you, holding your hand. And for your therapeutic protocol, if you haven't written a paper in a while, we're just going to we're going to hold your hand through it. It's going to go in a 5-step process. It's not like, okay, write this 25-page paper by next weekend and hey, hope you do great. No, we're going to develop it step by step throughout the whole course. And it's going to be the fruit of your study in the course. And it's going to be amazing. I'm just going to say about the herbalist course, it's a 2-prong approach. You're going bottom up, herb by herb, and top down, organ by organ. Check out the curriculum page on the Ayurvedic herbalist course page, and you'll see all the awesome stuff we do in there. All right, Panchakarma course, awesome study there. But I want to make sure we get to everything. So you could check out on the course pages some more specific things. All the live coaching calls are recorded for those who can't who miss. Very few of our students can attend all 3 live classes per week. Those who can, great. Most people, if you're juggling, a job and things like, maybe there's a schedule conflict for one of the classes. Or maybe you have a big project coming up at work that's going to pull you away from the course for 2 weeks or whatever. As I said, this is a course for leaders. You have busy lives. We know it. And we record everything, and you will miss nothing. The digestive course and the herb course, I mentioned this already. I mentioned already about prerequisites that you can start with the digestive course. But if you're planning on running a clinical practice after taking the digestive course, you really want to have some prior background. Typically, for admission into the digestive course, either you already have a digestive disorder, that qualifies you right there, because nothing gives you more expertise than having the disorder. Or you have an existing health and wellness practice, and or you have some prior training. Like if you were a yoga teacher for 5 years and you want to expand into the rest of the body and go beyond just the musculoskeletal system to all the organs of the body, you qualify for this course because you already have knowledge of health and wellness. The Ayurveda Health Counselor course is really the best course for students who are new to Ayurveda. But if you want to go into the digestive course and you don't really have any background at all, you're still early enough to develop some background. But talk to me. I'm going to give you my phone number. It's 828-785-8213. That's +1 for the US. I have Telegram also for international. Just text me on Telegram. Or call me if you're in the US, and we can talk. You can send me a text right now of your question, and we can talk in the tomorrow morning or even after the call, so that way I can answer any questions. And I see Wanda has a question about costs. First, I'm going to say, Wanda, the cost is on all the course pages, but I'm going to get to costs in just a second as we wrap things up. For the herb course, that's just because it's an advanced course, you really want to either have knowledge of Ayurveda concepts, TCM concepts, or Western herbalism. But if you're trying to grasp all 3 of those for the first time, that could be a little much. The Panchakarma course, you want to have an Ayurveda health counselor level training before you take Panchakarma. And for the virtue psychology course, you don't need any prior background to take that course for personal use. Just know we're not training you to become a clinician per se in that course. We're teaching you how to add the mental health to your existing clinical practice. So like the digestion course, take it for personal health, or if you have a background in in health and wellness already, you can add it to your clinical practice. We don't stand in the way of greatness. When I was at Harvard University, my advisor every year told me, you know, you know, that I just took a very aggressive course schedule, and my advisor was like, "You're gonna kill yourself." I'm like, "Nope, I'm not. I'm gonna. This is gonna be great, and I'm excited to do it." And I did it. And there were times when it was tough. So I'm not gonna hold you back. You can, register for 2 courses at a time if you have the time. That's what I would say to Joy. Joy, if you want to, instead of condensing the 2-year course, what we typically recommend is just enroll in the digestion course and that, because the content is slightly different. It won't feel like you're being bombarded by condensing it too much, right? But if you take one subject and you just go at a breakneck pace on it, then the information can get a little jumbled, right? And so that's why I think the 2-year really is a great pace for it. That's my recommendation on it. And then but take the digestion course at the same time, and they'll be using slightly different areas of your brain, and that will work out. Anyway, I'm just gonna say, we're not gonna hold you back. We're just gonna give our recommendations, but we will work with you. All right, there's our course commitment for AHC and the herb course. You're looking at like 12 to 13 hours a week, 10 hours if you have a good command of anatomy and physiology. Generally, for all of our courses, knock off 2 hours if you have a good command of anatomy and physiology already. For the digestion course, 8 to 10 hours a week. For the Panchakarma course or the virtue psychology course, 5 hours a week. Don't cancel your family vacation because you sign up for this course. Take the course to the beach with you. Listen to the recording on your phone, and or ask for an extension. We have lots of options for you for that. Study those pre-recorded lectures at 5 a.m. I mean, my brain's freshest at 5 a.m. My wife's brain, she's freshest at 11 p.m. So she's going to do the at-home presentations when her brain's fresh. We know life happens even when you're a student. One student had to leave for a month. Another had a project at work. We've had students who the parents passed away, and they had to, and it was just, the storms happen in life, and we'll just be there for you through it. Having a baby. So we are targeting top-notch students, and many of those are busy. Some of those top-notch students do have a lot of time on their hands, and great. But others are very busy, and we want to make it work because we want you. Our most of our courses start the last week of August, but the digestion course starts the second week of October. We have very generous breaks. We have 3 weeks, a week for Thanksgiving, 3 weeks over the Christmas New Year break, a 1-week winter break around Valentine's Day, a 2-week spring break around Easter, a week-long Memorial Day, and 4 weeks for summer. Some of our courses have 8 weeks for summer. Also, I'm just going to say there's a huge advantage to signing up early, because we'll give you the pre-course learning materials, and we'll give you a reading plan, and you can, just read 2 or 3 pages a day in the Ayurveda textbook before the course starts, and you will just have all of the concepts mastered by the time, not mastered, I mean, you'll have the concepts, you'll have noodled all the concepts already. So when the course starts, you'll be doing like the learning level 2 instead of learning level 1, and you will surpass your classmates. It's a great thing to do, to sign up early and get started with the reading and the pre-course. The pre-course is just assignments from the course, but it's, kind of like a slower and kind of at your own pace, and a sort of easy way to get going before live classes start. So you will start as soon as you sign up. But it'll be sort of at your own pace and as you can until live classes start. Calls are generally attended by 20 to 30 students. Assignments and tests are graded pass-fail for a non-competitive and supportive environment. We have a midterm and a final, super important, because every client is like a midterm or final, right? Like basically any client is like a whole midterm, a whole final. You don't know what they're going to say. All right. Don't I have course? I have, where are the costs here? Because I know someone asked that. Did I skip over that? Oh, is that slide not showing for some reason? Let me see. So you could see the courses. I'll show you the cost in just a second, but I just want to show you how to register for the course. Is basically once you're on the home page, you click on Study Ayurveda, and then you click on the course you want to register for. And if you see here, see tuition, you can jump right down and see the cost of the course. For the Ayurveda Health Counselor Program, until the end of February, you get a $1,500 scholarship. If you register between now and the end of February, you're going to get a $1,500 scholarship. So that's a huge discount. That'll bring the total tuition for the 2 years down to $6,499 or $3,250 a year. $3,250 a year for a whole year of Ayurveda, which is, I think, a real deal. There's nowhere else that you're going to get the level of education we offer at that price. You can find cheaper Ayurveda schools, but the education is cheaper too. You know, it's but there, you know, the level of education we offer, you know, schools that are reasonably, you know, close to us, are all will charge at least double what we charge for the same level of education, and not even the same level of education. I say they're sort of, you know, maybe you know, offering more, you know, more rigorous than some of the other schools, but I don't think there's any school that will give you what we give you. All right, so that's how you see the tuition, and then you just click on this orange button if you want to register with the monthly payment plan, or and this see tuition, you can register with the $600 deposit. You see the both options here: $250 a month payment plan, $600 deposit. All right, so that's the same for all of our courses, same basic thing. So that's how you register. All right, now I've kept you for an hour and a half so far, so I want to be mindful of your time. Hopefully you feel on the call my enthusiasm for teaching and communicating, and that you you know, will see that I'm going to bring the passion for the whole course, a passion for the whole course. Let's see here now. How do I get out of this presentation mode? There we go. I know there's a page here for costs somewhere. There we go. It was turned off, that slide. There you go. There are the courses detailed out. This is the 2-year course for $7,999. This is the MID and the herbalist course. MID is the digestion, CAH is the herbalist, PCAS the Panchakarma, and the virtue psychology course. You can see the various monthly rates. Let me know if the monthly rate is going to push you over the edge. You're registering early, so I can spread out those payments a little bit for you because you're registering early if you need. So just let me know. The monthly rate does go up when you have fewer months to pay it off. So if cash flow is an issue for you, registering early is definitely what you want to do to lower your monthly payments. All right, now what were the scholarships? So the scholarships are $1,500 for the 2-year course, $1,000 for the herbal digestion or Panchakarma course, and $500 for the virtue psychology course. And those are good through the end of February. You have a few days left. And I'm happy to talk with you. I gave you my cell phone. You can also, let me see if I can get you my Calendly too. You know Calendly, right? Now I'm having trouble getting. There we go. Let me see if I can pull up my Calendly link. I think that's it. So you can just get on my Calendly, although you'll see my Calendly is a little busy. So just text me and we'll find a time. I have times outside of this that I can. There you go. Yeah, see, I still got some times left open for this month. And then it'll be March. Let me put that in the chat. That's what I'm saying, Joy, is that if the monthly amount, if we can, because of the scholarship and because you're registering early, I can get that down. Basically, you can try to calculate yourself, Joy, if you want. Just look at the month we're graduating and count the number of months between now and then and your total tuition with the scholarship. And then you divide that by the number of months, and that's your monthly payment. I can do it for you. I don't have the just send me a text, Joy, and I'll do it for you. Just tell me what course you want, and I can do that. And for and for anyone who wants to explore that opportunity, just text me at my number, and I will find a way to make it work. Maybe you like, if you bought a house this year or something like that, you might already have a lot of payments, right? So just there's my cell phone again on the chat. It's +1 828 785 8213. That's 828 785 8213. And it's in the chat. All right, you guys are awesome. You made it through an hour and a half, a little over that talk. Hopefully it was helpful. I tried to give you everything, but I'm happy to take questions. Does anybody have any questions? I want to thank you all for your interest in Ayurveda, for your interest in your body. They say disease is contagious, but health is also contagious. When people see that you are glowing and that you are healthy and vibrant and strong, then they want to have what you have. And they want to know what you know. And so even just by showing up today, you are healing the world. And so that interest is very refreshing. It's very exciting. And I just want to thank you for choosing Ayurveda and for choosing Joyful Belly. Let me know any questions that you have. Oh, I see some text coming. Some thank yous. Well, thank you, Vidi, and thank you, Joy. All right, you guys are great. Look forward to hearing from you, and just again, feel free to reach out. You can check out on the website and schedule a time with me there, or talk to our other admissions advisors, and I can help you find out if the course is good for you. There are some folks where I've said, hey, where I'm like, okay, no, I think your mission's elsewhere, and that's a great outcome. I've talked to lots and lots of students, and I'm happy to talk to you too. I'm happy to field individual questions and see if it's a good fit. And career vision and planning. How many students have I helped start their Ayurveda career? Many. So I can give you the tips. I could save you this, the 7 years it took me to figure it out. Push, sort of bushwhacking, right? But carving out a new path. But now I'm on the other side of that, and I can help give you the tips. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.